Prior to my arrest, I was doing everything I could. I was stealing cars, robbing from stores, stealing people's identity, cashing bad checks, writing checks that didn't exist, making checks, high-speed chases with the police, robbing drug dealers, you name it. I mean, there wasn't a thing that I didn't do to get it as far as victimizing people and gaining from other people's losses. Nobody really knew about my depression. They always thought I was just always this really happy-go-lucky, the care in the world kind of guy, and it just wasn't the truth. And I always felt kind of like that was the persona I had to keep up, but it wasn't me. I had a relationship that fell apart, and I added on to it, so I started using heavily. Within about 2 years of using, I ended up getting arrested. Me and my best friend, we had made a deal with this guy, and we were getting him high and keeping him high and getting him girls and doing this stuff. And as they were doing that, I was out using his credit cards. Well, he ended up overdosing and dying. Eventually, I was arrested for his murder. The county jail I went to, I mean, it's packed full of gangs and all that kind of stuff, so I was fighting every day. Eventually, I got into so much trouble in the county jail that they put me into solitary confinement. I was in solitary confinement for 11 months. I was losing my mind. I was going crazy, and I mean, I was at a pretty desperate place. My grandfather, I was talking to him on the phone, and he asked me, he goes, "If I send you in a Bible, will you read it?" And I told him, "Yeah, Grandpa, I will." And from the moment I got that book, my whole attitude, everything changed. After 2 years in the jail, I went to prison for 12 years for manslaughter, and my best friend got out. When I was in prison, I studied my Bible, but I didn't understand the principle that I was good enough, that I did qualify. I didn't understand none of that. I didn't understand salvation. I didn't understand the power of the blood. I didn't understand none of that. I even had thoughts of like, maybe I can find God without the Bible, or maybe I can get pieces of here, pieces of that, me from this religion, from that religion. And then I get this letter. Kelly and I had met about 10 years prior. Every time I seen her, I knew like she didn't belong in that scene like I didn't. I never belonged there. I didn't fit in, and neither did she. And I'd get these little glimpses of her, the real her, through her addiction and through this. And in those moments, I'd get these little things, and I'd fall in love with her. So she wrote me this letter, and she told me, you know what I mean? She goes, "Life's good, like life's better than this. I mean, you don't have to be in there, like there's a better way." One day we were talking on the phone, and she kept asking me faith questions. So then I asked her, I said, "Do you think you can find God through other ways?" And she was like, "What?" And kind of like, it like snapped me. And she goes, "I'm telling you, Jesus is the only way. This is the faith in the one God. And this is why I am the way I am. You know what I mean? This is why I'm doing the way I'm doing." And it struck me like nothing ever could. Right then and there, I knew that was God speaking to me. For the first time, I realized that I did qualify, that I was all right. Like no matter what I did or my past, I was still good enough for him. And that he was making me a good man, and he has made me a good man. He's making me a better man. I can tell you because it's true. It happened to me. Like I went from completely being a lost cause, a drug addicted, just terrible person, and as soon as I got the news, as soon as I got this good news, like it completely changed my life. You ask Christ to come into your heart, and he will change you, and he will make you whole. there's no stopping what he will do in my life or what he might do through me for someone else.